connecting to a Linux box, this box, for example, where we have this black hat saved in a Red Hat directory. So I would initiate FTP connection from Windows, and then I will initiate a get command. Uh, my question is not for the local system. My question for this Linux box. Then when I'm entering this black hat file, will I say get black hat .txt, or I will just say get black hat? In Windows, extension sometimes is hidden. It's not shows, but behind the scene in the system, the extension does exist.
It will keep its extension, but if you try to read that file, it may or may not work. More than likely, it won't work because
Okay.
that particular extension is not supported. The only extension is supported is text file. You still have question, right? Okay. What we could do is we could try that on. Let me work offline and I'll give you answer. To be honest with you, I never really tried. Most of the files we deal with is database files, and it does keep its own.
Okay, well, I'd let it come back up since I told you again. Because if there is a way to firewall, but you said that's the reason why. So I had to give it about a couple minutes to come up. So I'll wait.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. You're breaking up a lot. Were you talking in here or you talking something else? Okay.
Zafar, I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, since we have history up right now on the screen, so all these numbers, like example 907 CD space slash VAR. So instead of me typing, if I want to use that command example 907. So instead of typing a command, is there something that I can do? Just type in 907 and that command would come?
Uh, I'm not sure. Let's try it. It didn't work. Let's see if I just do 907. Now, normally what we do is we just go up into the history and then we just do this. And it copies and pastes it.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, that's a really good question. I should try that out and find out more. Okay. Great. So let's see here let's see sort 50 lines. So now you see what it's doing here is it's sorting out with this all fours together, all fives together, all six together. Okay, this is what it's doing here with the sort command. So if you have a file in there, you have 20 items that says apple, 20 items says orange, and then a few says one banana or whatever. It will sort those out together. You want me to show you, or you got the concept? Okay, let's do it. Okay, we got apple, pineapple, banana, kiwi. Okay, and then what else? Let's add some veggies here. Uh, green pepper. Okay, so let's see here. So I'm going to type sort fruits, And okay, so what it's doing is it's just simply putting all whatever it starts with A is putting all together, and it's doing it alphabetically. Okay. And also there is another command called unique. You type UNIQ and the fruit name. So what it's doing here is it's going through each line, and then gets you it removes the one that are going right next to each other. So each line it has apple, it brings that up, and if there is another instance of apple, it's going to remove that. Okay, and then it goes through the pineapple, and I think we have couple 2 or 3 times pineapple here. So it's going to just remove that and bring it back to you. But the unique command is a little tricky, but I'll show you later on how we're going to use the unique command. Okay, I'm going to introduce you to redirector. Let's see if I should do it now or later. Okay, yeah, I think I should do it now. So what this is a redirector. Okay, so there redirector 0 is there, redirector 1 is there, and redirector 2 is there. So what 0 stands for is input. 0 means input. Okay, and then 2 is 1 is standard output. And then number 2 is standard error output. Okay, all right, so I have to show you. Let's see here, table. Okay, so standard input means, what does it mean? Okay, so we have this cat command, right? Cat, and then the command, we are telling that command to read a file name black hat. Okay, so what are you doing essentially here is you are telling the command cat to read the input file. This is a command and this is an input file. Okay, so the symbol for input file is less than sign. Okay, so let's do this here. So far, what we've been doing is doing cat black hat and hit enter. What it did is it displayed the content of the file. Okay, let's do cat 0, and then when you have a greater than sign, okay, let me bring up the keyboard here so that you could see the visual. Come on, keyboard. Okay, good. So cat 0 greater than, and then the file name. Okay. Since since uh, since this is 0 greater than sign, but if you are skipping this, if you are not typing this in there, but the system is actually doing this command. Okay. This is what I've been doing here. If you do this command, and if you do this command without the input, without you telling 0 greater than less than sign, it's giving you the same output. Okay. So what have happened is over the years it has evolved. It has evolved, and then gave you this. I mean, this in the old days, like if you go back in 70s when it was Unix command, you have to put this in 0 less than sign and then black hat. It wouldn't have worked. But over the years, they found out a way to just do like this and then hit enter. But down on the granular level, down on the kernel level, the system is actually running this command. Okay. So what you have done, this is called standard output. I'm sorry, standard input. This is the input file. This is the input file. I'm sorry, not this is how you do the input. Okay, so let me just do this here. This is an example. Okay. All right. So now what about 1? What about 1? Okay, so what about output? Whatever we are getting output is, this is what the output is. Okay, so let's see here. This is give me one moment here. Okay, let me break up my notes editor. So what has been happening is, if you do cat and then the greater than sign, or I'm sorry, less than sign, 0 less than sign, and red black hat. Okay, what we could do now is, we could use this as a redirector. Okay, this is what it's been doing here. Oh, I'm sorry. So if we are telling it, so when you hit enter, the redirector or the display of the output is coming up on the display. Okay, so what you could do is you could use a standard output. You could use the standard output. You type this, you type 1 and greater than sign. Okay, now what you are telling the system is grab this standard output, because we will not be using this. You're putting this standard output under the display. Okay, so what you be, okay, you know what, actually let me go a step back. Remember we created a file using a cat file, right? Cat and then a file name. Okay, what's happening here is actually you're typing in cat 1 greater than sign and the file name. If the file name doesn't exist, it will create one. Okay, but we've been skipping putting in 1 here. It was doing the same thing as 0 greater less than sign. In actuality, what it's supposed to, the system is doing is it's doing this here, cat 1 greater than sign and the file name, and then hit enter. So now what's happening here is, I didn't explain this earlier. What I mentioned earlier was you're just creating a file, and then at the same time you're capturing the output, whatever you want to type in there, you're capturing the output to the file name. Okay, okay, okay. All right, so I know this is going to be really confusing, but earlier I mentioned you do this, and then it will actually put you into the quick edit mode. But what this real process happening here is, you want to see this output in here, but instead of putting it in here, it goes into quick edit mode, and it captures the file into the it captures the output into the file. Okay, so when you do cat and the file name, now it's displaying the output on the screen here. Now you could get smart. Okay, you could get smart, and then now you could type 1 greater than sign, and then now you're directing the output result you got to the new file. So can somebody tell me what is happening here? Can somebody tell me what will happen?
The output is not going to come on the screen. The file name output is going to come to the new file.
Exactly. I'm really happy you said that. Okay, good. Now when I cat the file name in here on the screen, is going to come here. Is going to display this. Okay, there you go. So now we put 1 in here. We don't even have to put 1 in there, because system is doing it for you. Okay, let me do cat file 1. It's displaying the output, because the output is what is being displayed on the screen. You are telling the system, don't display it to me, just throw that whatever output results you're getting in to this file name. That is called a standard output. you're redirecting the output of that file, output instead of being on screen, you're putting it to another file. Okay. So now you could see, cat 50 lines. It has like 50 lines in there. Okay. You know, let me clear this here. What else I have here? Okay, I have a messed up file here called Black Hat, and then it has all kind of garbage information in here, and it's unorganized and everything. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to clear this up, and then I want to do sort and Black Hat. Right now it looks really nice to me. It kind of sorted out and then cleaned up the mess and put everything in order. Okay. Now watch. What I'm going to do is I don't want to see the results on my screen here. I want to put this to another file here. Okay. So I'm going to name it clean file. And then when I hit enter, nothing is going to display on the screen. Whatever is supposed to display on the screen, the system will write to this file. Okay, so I should expect some questions here. Can somebody ask me any questions?
So will it put the in as a sort?
Exactly. This is what the result is. The output of the result is gonna put it in here. So let's cat clean file. There you go. To verify, we could do vi clean file, and then we are in here. See, all these lines are like cleaned up. The original file name Black Hat, it was all messed up, right? Now what you could do is you could get creative here. Any of the command you want, you know, okay, I have okay, so you have these fruits here, right? Cat fruits. You want to get the result of cat fruits, and then you're grabbing only for apple. Okay. So when I hit enter, it's going to display anything that has apple in it. Now what you want to do is you want to send it to the file. Okay. Apple 1. So whatever the output here for this command, we are, instead of putting it on our display, is going to go into the file name apple 1. Okay. So let me do cat apple 1. Is going to have this display. Is going to have this result. The result is going to go into this here. So there you go.
So Zafar, we are capturing this output of the command maybe after some filtration like you did with the graph.
Yeah, exactly.
But this redirector 0, 1, 2, these were, you mentioned that these were once upon a time required but not required anymore, if I understand correctly.
Exactly. If you were back in 70s, you really have to put 1 in there. It's working now too. If you type 1, it's working here too. But the system is helping you to automatically sense that that's what you meant. Okay, I just type 1 greater than sign and put it to Apple 2, and then the results are going to be the same. There you go.
Zafar, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you get the fruits file?
Okay.
One more time. Yeah.
Just the fruit file?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah. Just cat. Yeah. I want to see the.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So we have apple, pineapple, then apple. If we would unique this file, how many apple lines should we expect? 1? Or more?
I think it will grab pineapple also.
No, not grab. I'm saying sort. Sorry, unique. If
yeah.
we say unique, So how many apples we could get?
Let's take a look.
I tested quickly. It does not give us unique. It will just unique the repeating line. Like the first two apple will be one apple, but the third apple will be there. The third line will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So you just remove the repeating lines, but not the distinct. So it is not distinct. It's unique on the repeating lines.
Okay. Well, that's what it is, I suppose. If you do grep is bringing only apple, right? And it's also bringing pineapple too.
Yeah, that's fine. My question was on a unique command.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not using a unique as much, but there is a good case scenario that we will discover later on. Okay. But you could get creative here. I mean, there are a lot of other commands you could use. You could also go out and install man system commands, and you could use it too. I'll show you later on how that works. Okay. But that's a really good question. It's just bringing up or anything that is being repeated is going to remove that for you. Okay. Now the second one is error. How are you going to capture the errors? So far, we never really saw any errors, right? Okay. Okay. Let me do ls and then cat. Okay, I'm going to cat nothing. So what the system is doing is looking for the file name nothing, and that's the error message. Okay. This is the error message it gave out. But you don't want to see the error message, right? What you could do is you could do 2 and greater than sign and put that error into that file, into the another file name, whatever you want to call that file. Now I'm calling that file error. So if I hit enter, and then if I cat error, what do you expect to see in there? Anybody? If I cat error, I should expect this error message. This is the error message, right? There you go. But to capture the error message, you have to use type 2 greater than sign, exactly the way you see it. This time system is not helping you. If you do this, then it's a file doesn't exist, and then if you hit enter, the file that the error is supposed to have goes there, and then the good output supposed to be out there is supposed to go in here. So if I cat error now, the file should be blank. The file is blank because it did its job. So there is no standard output. So the standard output went in there. What was the standard output in this scenario? Nothing. So it overrode the file with nothing, and then the output has some errors in it. So it displayed you the errors. Now you could see what we are building this up. You could see in the future that how this is going to play out. Okay, when you will be running a big command, the command will try to go and go into some restrictive files and folders, okay, which is going to say, okay, access denied or something, and you don't want to see that. Okay, in that command, what you could do is you could use that error message and then send it to a dump file, and then it's going to it's going to show you the good information, all that errors and everything. It will be all sorted out, and it will go to a file that you want it to be an error file or whatever, or you could send it to a black hole. there is a device name in here. It's called black hole, or it's not even. You can't even compare this with a recycle bin. It's called dev now. Dev now. I don't want to introduce you this now. It's going to confuse you. So we'll talk about that. Sending the error messages or the output to a black hole. You could do that. Okay. All right. I'm gonna give about a 5-minute pause, and so that you guys give me ask me any questions. Okay. Let me make sure the recording is there. Yeah. Being recorded.
But Zafar, just to share a word of caution here that which actually I did personally, that we got to be careful using this greater than sign. If we use before nothing, the file will be cleared. The moment we will hit enter, it will be cleared.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're going to be admin here, so you have to use every command responsibly. If you went in there and then do it to the database file, you're in dead water. You better pack up your belongings and start going home before somebody tells you to do that. So be careful. When you log into the system, you literally have a root access, which means you have access to everything and anything. Okay, the database team, they have only access to a little bit of database, and they won't have access to much of it. They are dependent on you. The storage team is the same thing. Storage team, they are dependent on you. They will ask you to fix problems for them. Okay, and then any other team, sometimes even the manager doesn't have the root access. Okay, so I told you in the beginning of the class, that somebody comes up and asks you for the password, never ever share this password, okay? Because you are a root admin. And then how you type the errors, how you type the command and everything it makes is gonna have a lot of impact. So never do any of this here. So I work for Apple. I work for Apple for about a year, and I have access to all the system which are running iCloud, anything iDis, iDat. I have access to all that things here. So it was a very high secure environment. They have a double VPN tunneling and everything. I have to batch through. I have to batch through about 5 different doors before I get in. So don't misuse. And there is info. There are black hats. A black hat. By the way, a black hat is a hacker. And red hat, we all are going to be red hats. So we are going to be admins. And there is another hat called white hat. So white hats are the hackers employed by the company. Big banks, they employ black hats to work for them so that they could crash their system. That way they know if there is any internal problem with their system. So those are really smart people and they know what's going on. It's a you will run into a department called InfoSec, Information Security. Okay, if you are browsing into a place that you're not supposed to be, you will get a call, and you have to explain them why did you even log into one of the servers you don't even have. You're not supposed to. You will have full access, but your path and everything is monitored. Everything. I'll show you. There is some system files in there that you could see what the commands were run, who ran which command. We'll go deeper when we're going to do the administration. Okay, any questions so far? Yeah, let me copy the example. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna show you some. Oh, okay. Okay. By the way, there is a command named man, and you hit enter. What this is called manual. Manual pages for a command. Okay, if you get stuck in one of the command like unique or something, you type the man command. You type the man command. What does man stands for is manual. Manual of the command. It will show you how to use the command. Okay, so how I'm going to do that? I'm going to type man and then name of the command like cd. Okay, so now we are in here. It gives you some background what is happening, and down here most of the time you're going to be let me spacebar. Okay, so it's telling you here that how you could use the switches here. So cd space hyphen l is the name of the read lines function here. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, cd hyphen p. So I mean, you have to read through this and see what all this is going to do for you. Okay, cd hyphen file name, cd hyphen u, cause shell. Okay, so let me try something else here. Man ls. Okay, so it loaded the name of uh, the command ls. What it does is it lists the directory contents, and this is, you type ls options and then the file name. Okay, so we looked at it before that. I type ls hyphen a, it gave us, okay, let's see, let me open this here, duplicate session. Okay, so I type ls, this is what it's going to give me. Then I'm reading through the manual, how do I use the ls command? So I type ls hyphen, okay, so it's ls hyphen a. So it gave me all the hidden files here, right? So let's see here what it does. Do not ignore. Okay, so now let's see, it's telling me ls hyphen all. Okay, so we used ls hyphen a to give us the same results as ls hyphen all. Okay, but this is also a same command, but you won't be using it. Like, okay, ls hyphen all is adding to you. So short form for ls hyphen all is ls hyphen a. Okay, that's the alias for that command. So when you type ls hyphen a, actually it's running this command. Same thing as the redirector we saw today. This is what's happening in the background. Okay, hyphen uppercase a. So it's saying do not list implied. Okay, and dot dot. Okay, so it seems like you type ls hyphen uppercase a, but it didn't bring up these two files here. Remember, a single dot and then two dots, so it's skipping that. So there are a lot of other things you could do in here. Okay, the ones I'm showing you those are the daily used ones. Okay, so it says ls hyphen b, so I never use this. Let's see what it's going to do. Okay, it says print octal spaces for non-graphic characters. Okay, honestly I don't know what that is. So it says uppercase b. Okay, so you could see here that one command has a lot of other functions here, but if you want to do something special, you could come back in here and then, oh look, reverse. Okay, I didn't know that. So you type ls hyphen r, so it's giving you the reverse way. See here, line 50, it end up being on the bottom here. Okay, so let's see, ls hyphen lr. Aha. Okay, you are using all these switches. You don't remember all these on top of your head, but if you want to do and be creative, you could go in here into the man pages. Almost every command has man pages. Okay, manual. A little how to use a document. Same thing as less and all this here. I mean, when you have time, I really encourage you guys to go through all this. Uh, when you have some extra time here. Not necessarily you really have to do this here. Okay. Any questions?
Zafar, one switch I stumble upon is ls minus s. So
Okay.
if you type that, there is every ls command brings the total and then a number. I think that has to do something about storage or blocks. But if you type ls minus s, that gives you a kind of like total for each file. Looks like how much block each file is using, and that adds up to that total.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it's giving you the size.
Yep.
So what you could do is you could just literally type ls hyphen size is same thing as ls hyphen s. Okay.
And 52 is kind of like same. If you add all these 4 and
Yeah, the total size of that all the content is about 52K.
Actually, there's a caveat here, Brother Zafar. It will give you like the 50 lines, black hat. These are directories, right? So for directories, it will give you only the size of the directory, which is default for 4 bytes or whatever it is. It will not give the size of the content of the directory.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you get the idea. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do. Okay. It's called manual pages, and then you go in there, and then you would use it. If you're doing a lot of heavy scripting, you probably will end up using all this manual pages.
I have another question, Brother Zafar, though, not related to this manual command. It is related to the home directory. We know that when we has been practicing with the root, and but if there's any other users, where those user directories are created, is it in the home directory and with the username, or can you share some quick information on that as well?
Okay, so that is a different topic, but I'm going to give you a. So when you cd into root, okay, now you're not in your home directory. When you do pwd, you are into root of the kernel. Okay, then there are some system directories in here, ls-l. Okay, then these are all the directories in here. Okay, I showed you the picture of a tree. Let's see here. Okay, yeah. Root is, this is where we are here, all the way on the bottom. Okay, and then these are all the other directories. I'm going to explain all this to you. Let me see, is this a good time to expose this to you? No. Maybe I have to wait another two more sessions before I start on this, okay? But since you brought this up, so the home directory for the root is the folder name root. Okay, so where is the root here? Right here. This is the home directory for the user root. Okay, and then the home directory for the users is gonna be home. The directory home here. You see, there is another directory named home. That's the default directory with the name of the user home, and it will have another directory in there with the username. Okay, right now there are no users in there, so the directory will be in here. Any other regular user, so like there would be if there's going to be a user name Zafar, he is not a root, he's going to be a regular user. So there will be another directory in here, name, I'm just creating here, but system will do that for you. So when you log in with you for the first time as Zafar, that that directory, your home directory is going to be Zafar. So when you type, it's going to be /root /home/Zafar. This is going to be your default directory. For the root user, the default directory is /root. Okay, yeah, I don't want to explain much here because we will be jumping the gun, but that's a good question. I see you are, analyzing and getting a grasp of how things are working here. Okay, the main idea is for me to have you guys started on the commands first, because these are the commands you would use to move around. These are the commands you will be using it to move around the system. So these are, you need to your fingers need to get familiarized with what is happening, and then the commands I'm showing you in the beginning of the course doesn't even talk about it. I didn't even talk about the history of Linux and all those. Those supposed to be on the start of the topic, but I can't really explain all those unless you have a good grasp of typing the commands and move around. That way you could understand better. Okay, so anytime you run into problem, just use man pages, and then you should be you should it's kind of helping yourself. Okay, all right. So let's see here. I'm gonna go through some silly commands that you may or may not be using it. Okay. Let's see here are some of the silly commands I have. Okay. You type date in here. Okay. When you type date in here, it will display the date information. Okay. Okay. And then cal, it will display the calendar. Okay. It will display the calendar, and it will highlight you. It will highlight you the today's date. Okay, and let's see here. I have date. I'm gonna, after this class next week, there are gonna be some really complex commands. We're gonna work on that and see if those are gonna be useful in future when we're gonna be doing some administration and all that. You will be using those. Okay. So let's see. Let me copy something from here. Date. Uh, Actually, you could do man day. Okay, so okay here. Let me just quit. Okay, let me clear this. So when you type date, all it does is shows you that information here. So there are other switches with the date. You could type date, and then the switch format is you have to use plus, then a %m. So it's giving you the month. What it means is 04 means April. April is the fourth month. Okay, and then you type H, it's telling you April. Okay, and if you type uppercase Y, it's telling you the year. Okay, the reason you would be using something like this is when you are doing some scripting, all these things are going to be matter. How you going to use this. And then there is the uppercase H. It gives you the hour, what hour you are in right now. So we are in the 12th hour. Okay, and then there is uppercase M. It's giving you how many minutes it's been. It's been about 28 minutes. Okay. So there is another command called uptime. What uptime is? This is the uptime for how long the system has been up. So for this system has been up for 1 day. It's been up for 1 day. So it's actually displaying the current time and for 1 day. When you go into the real one environment, when you type uptime, usually you will see here is like 1,000 days, 500 days, 2,000 days. That is all normal. Linux system is so reliable that you barely need to restart the system unless you're doing some kind of troubleshooting or something. Okay. Okay, and I think I showed you some commands earlier in the start of the class, right?
So, Zafar, it's in uptime. I see on your screen there is a one user, and
Yeah.
on my screen it says two users. And when I type command user, it says root and again root.
Yeah, you may have two windows open then. The command is who. You type who, and then it will show you. So let me open a duplicate session here. So let's see here. If I type who, so it's showing me two.
I see.
Uptime, it says two users. So
I
you
see.
may have Windows open twice.
Yeah, I have the original session open, and then one is in putty, so that's why. Thanks.
Yes. The reason you have that open is you are logged in here also. See, I never logged in here. I never logged in here. If I log in here root, I'm going to be logged in 3 times now. Okay, so I could say with confidence that there will be 3 users here because I'm logged into 1 window here, 2 windows, 3 windows. all this matters here when you are doing the troubleshooting. When we're going to be learning administration, all these things matter. What system is doing and all that. Okay.
Yep.
And if you have like 30 users connected, and the system is running slow, you're gonna see there one user is clogging up all the bandwidth, and then you could kick him out. Those are, I will show you how to kick somebody out, deny them access, and all kind of good stuff. Okay, and then you type who, and I'll show you. Okay, let's see. We won't on touch. So to check the memory, there is a command called free. You type free here, okay? But this is kind of not readable. So you type free hyphen H. Okay, we're gonna go more into free hyphen H later, but just remember this. I think I told you one time S stands for human readable. Okay. Okay, so we still have some time. So I'm gonna show you how to zip the file. I'm gonna show you how to zip the file. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Clear EWD ls. Okay, so I see this file name Black Hat, right? It's kind of big. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zip it. So what is the command to zip it? Simply type gzip and the file name. So what it did was, you see earlier the file, the size of the file was 33339. Now once you zipped it, it's now to 294. Okay, so you're saving some space here, but this is not readable here. I don't think if I could cat this, so it's gonna give me the error message. Okay, so you can't cat, or you can't you can't read through the zip file because it's already it's zipped, it's locked. Okay, so let's see here, zip, gzip, unzips the file. Example. What is the example? Here's the example. Okay, and then it will give you the extension. Extension of the file will be gzip. Okay, .gz. gz. The zip file is okay, you have to say.
But Zafar, will the black hat be removed, or we will have two files, black hat and black hat.gz?
No, we have only one file.
Only one file, yeah.
Yeah, so what it did, the entire black hat file and then zipped it. And at the same time, it kind of compressed it too.
But I think we can use maybe redirect to keep the original file and send output to a new file, zip file.
Oh, it's up to you what you want to do. Yeah, you could like, what you could do is you could create a copy. You could just, I mean, what do you want to do? You want to, if you're just using the single command and the file doesn't exist, in each folder only one file could exist, okay? Then what you could do is you could just copy it to another file name and then zip it. Is that what you're asking, or you want to keep, I mean, the thing is, once you zip it, you won't be able to read it. You have to unzip it to read it.
Yeah, I was responding to other brothers' question that okay, if we want to keep the original file, still there should be a lot of ways to keep it, as you said.
Yeah. And then if you want to unzip it, it's just easy. It's easy. The command is gunzip. It sounds silly, all this. You would come across some silly names of the command. It sounds just ridiculous.
Actually, it's G unzip, brother Zafar. So it's the way we pronounce it. Otherwise, it's not gunzip.
Yeah, but the command is to gunzip, G-U-N-Z-I-P. See, I want to unzip this file, right? I have to type gunzip, G-U-N-Z-I-P, and the file name, and I hit enter. Then I type lsfnl. Now that file is back. The extension is gone, and the size is the original size. Okay.
So I have a question, right? What if you want to compress multiple files together? So it will be the same syntax plus like of all file names together?
You have to do it to the folder.
Okay.
Put it in
So I mean,
and zip the folder.
alright. So basically, move like let's say I want to compress 5 files together, so I have to put those 5 files in one folder and zip that folder, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There is one more command I'm going to touch upon that one too.
Okay.
Okay. Gunzip is unzips the file. Example, gunzip extension will be removed, and now the file size will be restored to original.
But sir, there's another useful command related to that. When we have file zipped like with gzip, if we really want to browse, we can use zcat.
Yeah. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, zcat is installed. So you type zcat and then the file name, right? Yeah, you could do that. I'm surprised that zcat is normally installed there. You have to
Yeah,
install extra package.
the file has to be in the .gz
Yeah.
format. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna introduce you tar. Tar is the command to zip the directories. Okay, so let's see here. So all these are files. So I'm gonna mkdir folder 1, and then I'm gonna move everything to folder 1. Okay, I'll move. What? Cannot move forward to a subdirectory of itself. It actually moved it, right? Excuse me. Do you know why it moved it, but it gave us an error message? Can somebody tell me why?
Because folder 1 was already in there, and you are trying to move itself to itself.
Exactly, exactly. It went through and moved all this here. When it was time to move the folder 1 again, then it gave me the error. Very good. I'm really happy for you. Okay, so okay, and I use example. So now I'm going to use the tar command, tar, then the name of the folder, okay, and then hit enter here. So what it's doing is, let's open up. Okay, it didn't do it. Okay, I have to give the name right. Dot tar. So if you get stuck here, you could use the man pages. That way you could create new archive, and then C is forget, V is repose, F is forced. Okay.
Did you type the right spelling for folder?
Yeah, no, the folder name is wrong, but I did.
Yeah, okay.
So you could add this here, tar hyphen cv verbose, and we're gonna force it, and then I'm gonna give the name of the folder dot tar, and then which folder? Okay. So actually, you can't do the entire folder here. You have to create a new folder. So what happened here is I gave this command here. So this is a content. This is verbose. Verbose means it's telling you what it's doing here, and I forced it, and I gave this name here, and then which folder is this? Is this folder here. So this folder is the so give me 1 second here, okay? Tar hyphen tf. Okay, so what happened here is it just created a folder with all the contents in it, and it's not compressed here. Now, if you want to compress it, then you use gzip again. Okay. So what you have to do is you do gzip. Okay. So you see the original size is 4096. Now the size of the compressed folder is 111. So it reduces it by 3/4. Okay. So these are the things you have to play around, and the use case for this is you will have some system logs and application logs. Okay, there are two things here. System also generates some logs, and application, for example, a database, a Postgres or something, it will has its own logs. It will keep the activity log, all the error messages and everything, and then it's writing to that file every day, or whenever there need to be some thing to write to that file, and that file could swell into gigs. The size of the file could go up into gigs. So what we did here is we have all these files here. We kind of copied all these files to a folder, and then what we did was we have to use the tar command to do that. You have to use the tar command to zip the folder. Actually, at this place, this is being zipped. The folder is zipped now, and then we use the zip command, gzip. I'm sorry, we use gzip to zip it again and then compress it. Okay. It's the same thing. If you want to uncompress it, gunzip. Just use gunzip. Okay, gunzip dot gz. Okay, so we have this folder here .gz. I mean, now in this scenario, it's like a file now. It's like a single file now. See over here, it doesn't tell you if it's a directory anymore. It is like a file. Okay. Over here, the original folder is a directory. So once you do this here, you could go ahead and delete this. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so it's not going to remove that. So what we're going to do is -rf. Okay, recursively forced. So we're going to delete the folder. We just deleted a folder. Okay, so let's gunzip it. Gunzip the file. Let me do ls first. Okay, now I'm going to gunzip it. This file is going to be gone. It will be back to .tar. .gz extension will be removed. Okay, so .tar is there, and then what you're going to do is you have to uncompress it. So it's pretty easy. What you have to do is you have to type tar and then some uncompressing xvf. XVF is the combination of keys you use to uncompress it. I mean unzip it. Okay. See, that folder is back. Remember earlier we deleted that folder. That folder is back here. We could go into that folder and all the content is there. I don't know what that is. Okay guys, don't get confused here. It says 4K, right? 4K is only the size of the folder holding it. It's not the size of the folder and the content. Okay? It is not the size of the folder and the content. Okay? So how are we going to do that? I don't know anything much about that. So let's do man ls. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so if you get confused here, this is your helper comes in. Who is your helper? Your helper is Google.
Actually, if we use a -help, that gives a really good help as well on the command, which is extended version of manual.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use it, right? So checking size of folder on how to find the size of a directory in Linux. Okay, looks good to me. Let's click here. Oh, du. Okay. Oh, I didn't know that du is the size of. I use this command every day, guys. It just didn't click to me. Shoot. Du. Okay. So the du is a disk usage command. Okay, I was not gonna show you this at this moment, but okay. Here, ls-lh. So what it's telling here is the size. It doesn't make sense here, right? The what you will compress is 30 kilobyte, and is showing here the size of the folder is 4K. The size of this folder is 4K without the size of the content here. Okay, you got to understand. The size of this blank folder is 4K directory. Okay, here did I ever mention that files and directories are all files? I think I mentioned one time, right? Did I?
Yeah, in first or second lecture.
Okay. What? Here's the thing. In Linux, what happens is the system on the kernel level is also writing the directory as a file. So here it's showing you the size of the just the folder itself, not the content of the folder. So there is no difference between file and directory. This means the directory Linux writes directory information as file. Okay, but when you use a du command, so the real size of the folder is 56 kilobyte. Okay, -h is what H stands for is human readable. So it just gave you 56, right? We mean we cannot, if 56 could be anything. So now if you type -h, it's telling you it's 56K. Okay. Du command has a lot of other users. I'm not gonna. I didn't officially introduce you to du command. Okay, remember that. I'll go over the du command much deeper, but it just happened here. So then here it did went to, when you use the tar command, it went to 30K, and then when we use the .gzip command, zip command, the size even went down further. Okay, size was only 10K. So 50K, 56K, it went down to 10K. So you could see how powerful that compression over here is. Okay, so if you have a file size of 10 gigabytes or 50 gigabytes, it reduces the file size to 10 gigabytes. Okay, we are out of time, so I highly encourage everybody to participate in group chat and ask questions. There are a lot of other people who are joining in, but they're not answering me, and then they are not even asking any question in the group. So please participate, because all this thing is going to help you. Okay. Any questions? Please let me know. Put it in chat, and then from there, then we're gonna somebody should help. If then, I'll try to help. Okay. And after 2 more weeks, we're gonna get into high gear. There are a lot of topics I need to cover. Let me see. So there are a lot of topics here. Look at this. All these topics.